Astronomers once pointed their telescopes at a quiet, unremarkable star just a couple hundred light years away, ran the numbers on how old it was, and got an answer that should have been impossible. The star was older than the universe. Not by a little, by around 2 billion years. Picture a child older than their own mother, a photograph that predates the camera, a chapter written before the book existed. That was the Methuselah star, a burning ball of gas that appeared to have been shining before there was a universe for it to shine in. And astronomers had exactly two options, both terrifying. Either this star was impossible, or everything we thought we knew about the age of the cosmos was wrong. So today we're solving one of the most quietly unsettling puzzles in modern astronomy. We'll cover how you even measure the age of a star you'll never visit, why this particular one kept insisting it was older than time itself, the genuine scientific panic that followed, and the elegant detective work that finally cracked it. Stick around, because the solution isn't just a fun fact. It reveals something beautiful about how science protects itself from being wrong. Start with the number that makes this a paradox at all. The universe has a birthday. Roughly 13.8 billion years ago, everything space-time matter switched on in the Big Bang. That number is one of the most tested, most confirmed figures in all of science, backed by the leftover glow of the Big Bang and the expansion of the cosmos. And it comes with an iron rule. Nothing inside the universe can be older than the universe. You cannot have a thing that predates the container it sits in. So when a star known by the deeply catchy name HD 140283, nicknamed Methuselah, after the longest-lived figure in the Bible, kept returning an age of around 16 billion years, astronomers didn't celebrate. They winced. Because a 16-billion-year-old star in a 13.8-billion-year-old universe isn't a discovery. It's an error message. And to understand why the star lied about its age, you first have to understand that stars don't come with birth certificates. You have to read their age off their skin. Here's the thing. You can't just ask a star how old it is. It won't tell you. Instead, astronomers read a star's age from what it is made of. When the universe began, it cooked up almost nothing but the two lightest elements, hydrogen and helium. Everything heavier, carbon, oxygen, iron, the stuff in your bones and your blood, didn't exist yet. Those heavier elements are forged inside stars and blasted out when stars die. So each new generation of stars is born from slightly richer, more metal-polluted gas than the last, which hands us a cosmic clock. The fewer heavy elements a star contains, the earlier it must have been born, back when the universe was still chemically clean. And Methuselah is astonishingly clean. It is almost pure hydrogen and helium, with barely a trace of metal. By that logic, it had to have formed when the universe was practically brand new, and the models, doing their best, coughed out an age of around 16 billion years. Older than the container. Now, your instinct right now is probably the fun one. So the universe is older than we think, the textbooks are wrong, this changes everything. It's a tempting, dramatic conclusion. Hold on to it, because the real answer is quieter, sneakier, and honestly more satisfying than a rewrite of cosmology. For a while, though, this was a genuine crisis, not a headline gimmick. Because if Methuselah really was that old, science had a five-alarm problem. Either the star was impossible, which physics doesn't allow, or the universe itself was older than 13.8 billion years, which would smash headlong into every other measurement we have, from the cosmic microwave background to the expansion rate. You can't just quietly add 2 billion years to the universe. The entire structure of modern cosmology would groan. In 2013, astronomer Howard Bond and his team took the most careful crack at it yet, and even their refined answer came out around 14.5 billion years, with a wobble of about 800 million years on either side. Better, but look closely. 14.5 billion still bumps right up against, and even past the age of the universe. The star was still standing there, hands in its pockets, quietly insisting it might be older than everything. So how do you interrogate a star that seems older than time? You attack the one thing every age estimate secretly depends on, the error bars. Aging a star is a chain of measurements. Its distance, its true brightness, its exact chemistry, and every single link has a little fuzz of uncertainty baked in. Get the distance slightly wrong, and you get the brightness wrong, and the whole age slides. So astronomers went hunting for precision. They used the Hubble Space Telescope to measure Methuselah's distance with brutal accuracy, pinning it at about 190 light-years by watching how it appears to shift against the background stars. Then they refined the star's chemistry, in particular its ratio of oxygen to iron, which nudges the model. And they accounted for something subtle. Over billions of years, helium slowly sinks toward the star's core, which changes how fast it burns and how old it looks. Each correction, one by one, quietly shaved time off the total. And when the dust settled, the age came down to roughly 14.5 billion years. But now with enough breathing room and the uncertainty that the star could comfortably be younger than 13.8 billion. Just like that, the impossible became merely ancient. The paradox didn't explode. It dissolved. And what we were left with is, honestly, more wonderful than a broken universe. Methuselah isn't older than everything. It is almost as old as everything. It formed within a few 100 million years of the Big Bang, one of the very first stars to ignite after the lights came on, born from gas that had barely been touched by any star before it. It is a genuine fossil, a relic from the cosmic dawn, and it is not lurking at the far edge of the observable universe billions of light-years away. It's practically next door, a mere 190 light-years from Earth, still calmly burning tonight, having watched the entire history of the universe unfold around it. When you look at Methuselah, you're not looking at a mystery. You're looking at a survivor from the beginning of time, hiding in plain sight. So here's the twist that makes this more than a trivia answer. The star that seemed to break time never actually broke anything. What looked like a shattered universe was really just science being honest about how hard it is to measure a ball of fire from a couple hundred light years away. The whole crisis lived inside two little symbols, plus and minus. That humble give or take 800 million years, the part everyone ignores, is exactly what saved cosmology. The Methuselah star didn't prove the universe was older than we thought. It proved that the smartest thing science ever did was admit, out loud, exactly how unsure it is. So no, there's no star older than the universe. But there's a star that came within a cosmic hair of the beginning, a quiet, metal-starved ember that formed when everything was new and has been burning ever since, right in our own neighborhood. Astronomers pointed a telescope at an unremarkable dot of light, and for a few nervous years, it looked like they had found something older than time itself. In the end, they had found something almost better, a candle lit at the dawn of the universe, and somehow, impossibly, still lit tonight.